Welcome. Every single leader faces conflict. It's just part of the job. But here's the thing, very few of them truly master it. So, in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how you can use your executive presence to turn those really challenging moments into powerful opportunities for growth.
Think about it for a second. That last time you faced a serious disagreement on your team, how did it feel? Was it a threat, a roadblock, or did you see it as something else entirely? The truth is, conflict isn't just some obstacle you have to get over. It's actually a defining moment that shows what real leadership is all about.
In every single contentious situation, a leader is basically standing at a crossroads. There are two very different paths they can take. And the choice they make, well, that's the ultimate test of their effectiveness. It's what separates the leaders who just manage from the ones who truly inspire. Okay, so this is where the difference becomes crystal clear. On one side, you have the ineffective leader. They tend to avoid the tough issues, right? They let that friction just fester until things get toxic, they get defensive. But effective leaders, they do the exact opposite. They show up, they're present, they're engaged, they actively listen, and they become masters of resolution. They don't run from the fire, they actually guide their team right through it.
So the big question is, how do you get from that reactive, ineffective path over to the proactive, effective one? Well, it's not about having some kind of special personality. It's about making a conscious choice, a deliberate shift in how you think and the skills you use. And this shift we're talking about, it's all about building your internal toolkit. It's about developing the composure and really the emotional intelligence you need to handle those complex group dynamics. It means being able to mediate, find those win-win solutions, and resolve conflict in a way that actually makes the team stronger. You're creating an atmosphere where people feel safe enough to voice their concerns. Now, to make a shift like that, you need something to hold on to, especially in the heat of the moment. You need a simple but powerful framework to guide your actions when tensions are running high. And that's what we call your action anchor. And here it is. Lead with curiosity, not fear. Just let that sink in for a moment. Instead of seeing conflict as some threat you need to be afraid of, what if you saw it as a puzzle that you need to understand? This one simple change in perspective is the foundation for absolutely everything that follows. So how do we make this anchor real? How do we put it into action? Well, it all comes down to three really practical, powerful steps. First, you acknowledge emotions. Second, you use open questions. And third, you manage your own composure. Let's break each of these down. All right, first up, acknowledge emotions. Look, when people are in a conflict, they are dealing with real feelings. Your first goal isn't to solve the problem right away, but to recognize the human side of it. And remember this key point. Acknowledging an emotion is not the same as agreeing with it. It's about validating their experience so that everyone can move forward with their dignity intact. Okay, on to step 2, which builds right on top of the first. Use open questions. So instead of making defensive statements, you lead from that place of curiosity we just talked about. This is the shift in action. When you ask non-threatening, open-ended questions like, hey, can you help me understand your perspective better? You invite collaboration instead of making the conflict worse. And finally, we have the third and honestly maybe the most critical step of all, manage your own composure. As the leader, your team is looking to you for cues. By making a real commitment to staying calm in those stressful situations, you become a stabilizing force. You're not just managing the conflict anymore, you're acting as a calming influence that lets a rational, productive conversation actually happen. So we've covered a lot. We've talked about the two paths, the mental shift you need to choose the right one, and those 3 actionable steps to get you there. Now, let's just wrap this all up with a final thought for you to take with you. So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. What really is the difference between just avoiding conflict and actually managing it constructively? One path, it leads to resentment and decay. But the other, it leads to growth, to trust, and to much stronger teams. The path you choose really does define your leadership. And if you're ready to build your best future and turn these insights into action, you can enroll in the Positive Psychology Coaching course to go even deeper. And hey, if this explainer sparked an idea for you, share it with your network so they can grow right alongside you. Thanks for watching.